Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
So just days after the massive success of The Batman and WB President Toby Emmerich coming out and saying the future of DC films is going to be filmmaker driven, a bombshell has dropped and many of DC's upcoming films have now been delayed. Amongst the delayed films are The Flash, Aquaman 2, and Black Adam. So what exactly is happening at WB right now? Well, this could be the result of many different things.
No shit.
It could have to do with the impending merger with Discovery. Perhaps they didn't feel confident in the quality of those films and wanted to spend more time tweaking them. That's a fine line to be walking when you consider WB's history with meddling with movies and making them worse. Plus, does anyone actually have confidence in them to correct the problems that these movies may have, if in fact that is the issue? Because I don't. In fact, I'd be more inclined to believe that them tweaking these films would probably lead to disaster.
Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
As a longtime fan of DC, I can honestly say that I had little to no interest in these movies to begin with, and that could be part of the issue also. Maybe they didn't feel like the buzz for these films was strong enough to warrant their release. The only issue I see is that I don't think adding a few more months is going to change that. Unless they're going to do massive reshoots or release drastically different trailers that get people interested. But honestly, at this point, I think they'd be fighting an uphill battle to try to make that amount of changes in such a small amount of time.
That makes sense.
The sad part about all this is that people are actually used to DC doing things like this. Delays are not a new thing for them. And that's because WB have shown themselves to be fucking clueless about how to handle these properties. Could it be that this is somehow a strategic move to try to maximize their profits? I don't see how that's the case because as this year goes, it's already very light on movie releases to begin with.
We ain't found shit!
But I will admit that the DC slate did seem a bit crowded, with 1 animated movie and 4 live-action movies, all scheduled to come out this year. This approach felt very MCU of them. Is it possible that after the success of The Batman, that they are coming to realize that the MCU template might not work for them? I think that would be giving them a bit too much credit, but possibly. Do you want to know what I think is happening here?
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
I think what's going on is that right now they have more positive buzz around their property than they've had in a long time, possibly since the Dark Knight trilogy was released. Because The Batman is receiving so much acclaim and so much success, maybe they just want to ride that success out a little bit longer and put some distance between The Batman and what they view as much lesser films as it pertains to the rest of their slate. Maybe they just aren't confident that these other movies were going to pick up the ball and carry on with The Batman's success.
Because it's all part of the plan.
I don't like to brag, but I'm usually a pretty good judge of a film just based on the conversations being had around them. And nothing about the conversations around these films actually inspired confidence in me. Flash was reportedly going to be setting up the Batgirl to lead the Justice League in the new DCEU. And I can say with all confidence that I think most people don't really want to see that. Black Adam looked like the DC equivalent of the Eternals to me, because I heard all the same conversations around that movie that I heard around the Eternals. To me, the conversation was always talking about everything except what the actual movie was going to be about, and that's never a good thing.
Message!
And then we have Aquaman 2, which was being celebrated as being more comedic than its predecessor. Do you know what's not comedic? The Batman. Now, to be clear, I don't think every single superhero movie should be like The Batman right now, because that's not how my mind works. But I could definitely see a very reactionary response from WB, who may now be thinking that that lighter tone for Aquaman 2 that they thought was such a good idea, maybe isn't such a good idea now.
Had you ever heard of the healing power of laughter?
Let's face it, WB isn't one for setting up a plan and then sticking to it. That's how they got in the predicament that they're in now. So that's just my opinion on what's happening here. I know that's a lot to unpack and there's a lot of different variables that went into this decision, I'm sure. But all in all, I do feel like it has at least something to do with the creative direction of DC moving forward. I'm sure we will find out more in the coming days, so keep it locked right here on Real Shift for more information as it becomes available. In the meantime, let me know what you think is going on at WB and DC right now in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.